Wow, 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 it's finally my turn. So I pose. All right, I just want to strike my pose. I am absolutely thrilled to be in this room filled with Wonder Women. In preparing to speak to you today, I asked my daughter Rebecca, who is a recent college graduate, what would she have wanted to hear when she was in middle school? And without hesitation, she said, something short. So I'm going to take her advice and keep it short. I want to tell you a little story about a girl who lived in Kansas City, Kansas. She was one of 7 children. Her mother and father divorced when she was 4, and she was raised in a single-parent home. She lived on a dead-end street at Ninth and Wood. She went to school at Douglas Elementary at Ninth and Washington. And she went to church at Mason Memorial United Methodist Church at 9th and Oakland. I spent the first 10 years of my life, I am that girl, who spent the first 10 years of my life literally walking up and down 9th Street. 9th Street was my entire world for the first 10 years of my life. And so I set out literally on a journey to discover that there is an entire world out there. When I was in the 6th grade, we moved, and I went to Bryant Elementary for 1 year, and then I went on to Northwest Junior High School. Woohoo! Where's my Northwest? But before that, when I was growing up, I loved to read. I read all the time. I always asked my mother for a book. And that's my mom. And she passed away in 2000 from breast cancer. But when I was 9 and 10 years old, these were the books that I read. Now, the people on the covers didn't look like me, but it didn't matter because I wanted to read whatever I could get my hands on. And so I read everything that I could. I soon learned that through books, I could go any place my imagination would take me. So as we moved on to Northwest Junior, hello. Okay, here I am. Right there. See the little brackets?
No.
Let's see. Right here. That's me, Denise White. That was my name at the time. And when I went to Northwest, I wanted to be in everything that I could. I was on the yearbook staff, and I joined the drill team, and just continued to take in anything that I could. Very eager to do as much as I could. I continued on with that when I went to Wyandotte High School. And as you can see, I was the T in Wyandotte and was co-captain of the pom-pom squad and also was spring queen. So, again, I love to read and I love math. I like math at a time when girls were not encouraged to study science or math. In fact, through the classes, the girls were directed to take typing, shorthand, and home economics. They were preparing us to be secretaries, teachers, or nurses, while the boys could take shop, drafting, and business classes. In fact, I remember when I was in high school, not really being encouraged or expected to go to college. So, what then made me think that I could really do something with my life? Why should I believe that I could do something with my life? Well, my mother encouraged me to read, and she encouraged me to do the things that made me happy, the things that I loved. She believed that I could go to college, even though everyone around her was saying, why would you waste money sending a girl to college? Because she'll never finish. She's going to get married, she's going to have kids, she's going to quit. But I promised my mother, if you let me go to college, I will finish. And so I moved on and went to KU, and I know I have some Jayhawks out there. And I wanted to share this with you because what was particularly interesting about this is that Maria and I were both from Kansas City, Kansas. And we were on the pep squad, and this is actually it may have been the Kansas City Kansan at the time, that featured us because we were two girls from Kansas City, Kansas on the pom-pom squad in KU. And so not only did, of course, I studied accounting. Remember I told you I love numbers, so I studied accounting, and business school at KU was hard. But that's okay, because I had made up my mind that I wanted to be an accountant and I wanted to learn all about numbers. So after spending this time at KU, as I told my mother that I would finish. So I wasn't the first in my family to go to college, but I was the first in my family to graduate from college. A church family that gave me the opportunity to be a youth leader. I can speak, I serve as treasurer of our youth group, treasurer and president of the youth group, and early on I realized I was given opportunities to be a leader. And so my mother instilled in us a strong moral compass that we had to do the right thing. We had to know right and wrong. She wanted to make sure that we treated people right, the way that we would want to be treated. So please don't think that my life was easy. It was not. I'm sharing with you in a very short time just some of the highlights, but it was hard. Oftentimes when there's things that's worth doing, it is hard. But you have to stick with it. And so I determined the things that I knew was important to me that I wanted to do and wanted to pursue and wanted to make sure that I treated people right and that I knew I had to be a servant. Nothing was just going to be handed to me and nothing was going to fall on my lap. So that meant I took the initiative and I applied for scholarships. I applied for grants. I worked summer jobs so that I could help with my college education. So I faced many obstacles throughout my life, but again, just determined to stick and hang in there and stay the course. I will share with you that because of my work, I've had the opportunity to not only be successful in my professional career, currently serving as president of my own consulting firm, but also it has given me the opportunity to serve in the community as well. I've been very privileged to have those opportunities. I would also say with this being National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I would share with you that I am a 4-year breast cancer survivor. So you've already been exploring this morning what it takes to be a Wonder Woman. Now I want you just to consider, because our session topic was, are you ready? But I want you to consider if it's possible that you are already a Wonder Woman. So So, what does wonder mean? Well, of course, the dictionary says that wonder means to admire, to amaze, to marvel, to have admiration, to have curiosity. You can cause astonishment. You can be admired, and you can be curious about the world around you. But it starts with the habits that you develop today. When my daughter was a teenager, in middle school, like you, I gave her this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. Why? Because I wanted her early to learn to take responsibility for herself. So Rebecca had a successful high school career, and she went on to graduate from Harvard. That's me and her at her Harvard graduation. She had a degree in government and international relations. And then she went on to study in Paris for a year, and also London at the London School of Economics, getting a master's in international political economy. Now, Rebecca also speaks French, Arabic, Persian, as well as English. She speaks 4 languages. Rebecca has studied abroad in Egypt, and she worked at the State Department in Tunisia. So why am I sharing all this with you about Rebecca? So that you know that you too can pursue your dreams. Rebecca decided in the 6th grade, and she was in the 6th grade in 2001, and it was right during, after the 9/11 attacks. And she decided in 6th grade that she wanted to learn about other cultures, and particularly Middle Eastern cultures, so that maybe one day she could help bring peace to the Middle East. So you can have your dreams. Let's start first with, I just want to share 3 quick ideas, is that live on purpose. Start today to live on purpose. What are your goals? What are you striving for? What are your thoughts? Where would you like to be in 10 years? Are you getting paid to do something that you truly love? It's okay if you change your mind. It really is okay. The important thing is to want to do something. On the way, you'll discover that there is a whole big world out there, and you truly can find your purpose. Next, live with passion. Come on. Hello. There we go. And there's Wonder Woman. Live with passion. Are you enthusiastic about the things that you do from day to day? Are you excited about your life? Do you intensely pursue the things that you love? Take advantage of every opportunity to learn something different, to have new experiences. I truly believe, and I call that exposure, everything that you can do. I'm also a real big reader. I read all kinds of things. You can see very timely. I didn't know a couple of days ago when I put this presentation together, that Malala would be named today as a co-winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. But these books have nothing in common. Read all kinds of things because it opens your mind up to an entirely new world. Raise your hand when you have an opportunity to volunteer. Don't hang back. Raise your hand. Sometimes you don't know how it's going to turn out, but it always gives you a new opportunity. And if you like TV and you like the internet, use it to open the world to new places and discover new things. And lastly, perseverance. And this is just to keep on keeping on. Life is not easy or fair, but so what? Everybody has to play in the same game called life. So just know that if you stay the course, that it will all come together. Sometimes it may look like the things are not working in your favor. In fact, it may be just the opposite. It looks like everything is coming against you. In this great gathering of positive, supportive women, It's a good thing to be here. But sometimes you're sitting at home alone by yourself with no visible means of support. And so you have to learn sometimes how to encourage yourself in spite of what things look like around you. Use your power, use your intellect to figure out how you can achieve your personal goals with integrity. Don't compromise on what you believe in for something that you think you can get there faster. You know, sometimes people quit just because it's easier to quit. So be prepared to put the time, energy, and effort into pursuing your goal. Work today to succeed. Sometimes we have to sacrifice. We can't have everything we want right now, but we know that we'll benefit later. I think about Winston Churchill during World War II. He simply said, never, never, never give up. So, as Wonder Girls growing into Wonder Women, there's a couple things that I want you to understand. I want you to understand that you are already a leader today. By the choices that you make, you are a leader today. You can be a leader in your home, a role model for your brothers and sisters. Leaders often bring out the best in others. You can be a leader in your school by the way you treat others, by standing sometimes alone and being the one to bring people together. Now, I have to say, as girls and women, we have to be particularly mindful of how we treat each other. Sometimes we don't treat each other very nice. Over boys, over who gets the lead in the school play, who makes the cheerleading squad, who doesn't. Now, other things that we find out after we get older are meaningless things. You can be a leader by serving in your community. One would argue that giving service is the greatest form of leadership because we no longer think of ourselves, but we think of others. And in this age of selfies, it's so easy to forget that it's not all about us. I love the book, A Purpose-Driven Life, because it starts out simply stating it's not about you. So the question is, are you a leader? I would argue, yes, you are. You are a leader now. The choices that you make today set you on the path for your future. Make good choices. And sometimes it's okay if you have to separate yourself from the crowd. Know that you have everything that you need to be successful in life. Success measured in family, friends, and integrity, and the ability to be respected by your peers. I think that money and position will come if you do the right thing. You are ready. You are a leader today. Live your life with purpose, passion, and perseverance. Thank you.
Your teacher.